The prairie hums with the last golden light of autumn. Frost glistens on the pumpkins in the garden, and wood smoke curls from the Ingalls chimney like a prayer. It's a season of gathering, of storing root vegetables, mending quilts, and preparing for the long quiet of winter. But for Laura Ingalls, the world is still full of wild, wondrous things. She's out by the creek one afternoon, skipping stones when she hears it. A soft, chittering sound, like a baby bird caught in the reeds. She follows it, parting tall grass with small hands until she sees him. A raccoon, no bigger than a house cat, caught in a steel trap. His leg is swollen. His eyes are wide with fear, and every time he struggles, the metal jaws bite deeper. Laura doesn't think. She runs home, breathless, tears already on her cheeks. "Pa, there's an animal in a trap. We have to help him." Charles listens, then sighs. "That's Mr. Hansen's trap, Laura. He sets them to protect his chickens. That raccoon's been raiding his coop for weeks. But he's hurting, Pa." "I know," Charles says gently. But on the prairie, survival isn't always kind. That night, Laura can't sleep. She hears the raccoon's cries in the wind. She sees his frightened eyes in the dark. And she makes a decision no one expects. Before dawn, she slips out of the cabin, takes Pa's spare blanket, and walks back to the creek alone. She doesn't know how to open the trap, but she sits beside the raccoon, talks to him in a soft voice, and wraps the blanket around his shivering body. "It's all right," she whispers. "I'm here." Hours pass. The sun rises, and then footsteps. It's Mr. Hansen, rifle in hand, come to check his traps. He's a stern man, practical, hardened by years of losing livestock to predators. When he sees Laura, he frowns. "What are you doing, girl?" "That's a varmint. It's been killing my chickens." Laura stands, small but steady. "He's not a varmint. He's scared. And he's hurt," Mr. Hansen scoffs. "Animals don't feel like people do." "But they do," Laura says, her voice trembling but clear. "Look at his eyes. Would you like to be trapped like that?" The man hesitates. He looks at the raccoon, not as a thief, but as a creature in pain, and something shifts. He kneels. With rough hands, he carefully releases the trap. The raccoon flinches but doesn't run. Mr. Hansen examines the leg. "It's bad. He won't survive out here." Laura's heart sinks. "Then what do we do?" And here, the story takes a turn no one sees coming. Mr. Hansen looks at Laura, then at Charles, who's arrived silently behind them. "You care about this animal," he says. "Then you take care of him. But if he heals, he goes back to the wild. No pets, no exceptions, and so the raccoon comes home. Not as a pet, not as a toy, but as a guest. Caroline sets up a box by the stove. Mary reads about raccoon care in their animal book. Charles shows Laura how to clean the wound. Even baby Carrie pats the raccoon's fur with gentle fingers. They name him Bandit, for the black mask around his eyes. Days turn to weeks. Bandit grows stronger. He learns to eat from Laura's hand. He watches the family with curious, intelligent eyes. And slowly, he becomes part of the rhythm of the cabin. Not as a wild thing, but as a bridge between two worlds. But winter comes, and with it, a truth they've all been avoiding. One morning, Bandit stands at the door, sniffing the cold air. He looks back at Laura, not with fear, but with something like gratitude. "He's ready," Charles says quietly. Laura's throat tightens. She knew this day would come, but knowing and letting go are two different things. She carries him to the edge of the woods, snow crunching under her boots. She sets him down. "Go on," she whispers. "You belong out there." For a long moment, Bandit doesn't move. Then, slowly, he turns, trots a few steps, and pauses. He looks back one last time, and then he's gone, a shadow among the trees. Laura cries, not because she lost him, but because she loved him enough to let him go. Now, the raccoon might seem like a simple children's story. A girl saves an animal, they bond, they say goodbye. But beneath the surface, it's one of Little House's most profound lessons. In 1870s America, wildlife was often seen as either resource or threat. Predators were killed without thought. Compassion for animals was considered foolish, a luxury pioneers couldn't afford. But Michael Landon, who wrote this episode, believed something deeper. How we treat the voiceless reveals who we are. Through Laura, he showed that empathy isn't weakness, it's wisdom. That mercy isn't naive, it's courageous. And that true care doesn't mean possession. It means freedom. Melissa Gilbert, only 10 years old, brought a raw honesty to Laura's journey. Her joy, her fear, her grief that made Bandit's story feel achingly real, and the message still echoes today. In a world of extinction, habitat loss, and disconnection from nature, the raccoon reminds us every life has dignity, and every act of kindness, even to a varmint, matters. But the episode goes further. It's also about listening to children. The adults in Walnut Grove see the raccoon as a problem, but Laura sees a person, not human but sentient, feeling, worthy of care. And instead of dismissing her, Charles and Caroline let her lead. They give her space to act on her conscience. In doing so, they teach her the most important lesson of all. Your compassion is valid. Your voice matters. And sometimes, the smallest hands can heal the deepest wounds. So, if this story moved you, if you've ever loved a creature you couldn't keep, or fought for something others called just an animal, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below. Who taught you to see the world with kinder eyes? If this 49-minute journey through Laura's quiet act of rebellion touched your heart, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to SG Top Celebrities, and hit the bell so you never miss another story that heals, teaches, and reminds us of our shared humanity with all living things. Thank you for walking this snowy path with Laura and Bandit. As Ma might say, kindness isn't measured by how long you hold on, but by how gently you let go. Until next time, look for the wild things and treat them like neighbors.